Hey, this is Garrett from 3Bug Media, and today we're going to talk about some common marketing mistakes that small business owners make, and how hopefully you can avoid those in 2018. Now, most of us small business owners tend to make the same mistakes over and over again, and that's because we're not paying attention, we're not tracking, we're not measuring, and we're not improving our marketing over time, so we tend to make the same mistakes over and over again. So hopefully I'll give you a couple tips here, and you won't make those mistakes in 2018. So the first mistake I see a lot, especially with service professionals, is they can't convey their value to the customer. So when you speak to them, they'll tell you, I've been doing this for 30 years. I am an expert at this. I am the best in the area at this. I don't know why I can't get more business because I'm so great at this. Well, the problem is perception is reality. It doesn't matter if you think you're the best, or it doesn't matter if you are the best. It only matters if the potential customer thinks that you're the best for them. Okay, so you have to be able to relay that value to a potential customer. And unfortunately, if you ever gone to a meetup group or a networking group or something like that, you can see most people kind of fail at being able to convey their value. They don't have a solid value proposition. They're not able to relay that value to people. So in 2018, make it a point of really, hopefully you are the best at what you're doing, and how can I relay that to potential customers? And the easiest way to do that too is refining your pitch, refining your value proposition, your elevator pitch, things like that when you're in person and networking, but also proving it with content. If somebody comes to me and tells me, I'm the best financial planner in the city, I've been doing this forever, and I go home and I go to their website stinks, it has no content on it, it's very generic on there, and if I Google them, I can't find any information about them, I can't find anything, then you know what, to me, they're not the best at all, not even close, they're terrible. So I'm gonna move on and look for somebody else. So prove your value, and you're gonna prove that with content. Whether it's verbal content, maybe you give talks at your local meetup group, start a blog, do some videos, do a YouTube channel, just like I'm doing right now. Anything, you need to be able to prove the value. So you can't go out and tell people you're the best. You have to show them and prove to them that you're the best, and create a lot of high value content, and that'll make it a lot easier for you to relay the value to potential customers. The next one is not knowing your customer. Not segmenting. If you're like most small business owners, they take, especially if they're doing email marketing or they're doing direct mail or things like that, they take their entire database, they put it into one giant lump, and then they send a monthly newsletter to that group. So you don't know, you may have people there that, new moms, you may have seniors in there, retirees, and all you're going to do is send out a generic message to them that really appeals to nobody. Okay? So you need to know who your customer is. The key with marketing is you need to understand who your customer is, and you need to understand what their challenges are, what's going on in their head, what are the conversations going on in their head, and being able to get into those conversations, being able to offer solutions to those challenges, things like that. And you can't come up with one solution for everybody on there. Okay? So your job is to segment your marketing campaigns, and unfortunately it's super easy to do with online marketing. If you're doing any kind of online advertising or anything, you can put people on specific email lists, you can run dedicated Facebook ad campaigns or Google AdWords campaigns that speak to a certain audience and targets a certain audience and things like that, and that will give you much better ROI on your marketing. It's a little more work, up front for you, but once you understand your customer segments, who your customers are, you can start to separate them, and then you can start delivering specific messages, specific value propositions for each one of them, and that's how you're going to get much better ROI with your current marketing. Okay? You really need to understand your customer. The next one is living in a bubble. Most business owners, they go to their industry conferences, they read their trade journals, they hire niche specific marketing companies to work in their companies, things like that. And what ends up happening is everybody's the same. everybody's website looks exactly the same. All the value propositions are exactly the same. All the offers are exactly the same. There's nothing different from you or anybody else because everybody's in the same cesspool of ideas on there. Where you're going to see your biggest jumps is when you look outside your industry. Look at other industries, look what they're doing, see how they're innovating, and see if you can bring some of those ideas and apply them to your business, to your industry. Example I usually give is diamond candles. So the candle industry is an ancient industry, hasn't evolved in thousands of years. You make a candle, you put a wick in it, you light it, it goes away. They took rings, diamond rings, regular jewelry rings, they put them in candles, and they transformed the industry. Now they're a market leader in the candle industry. Okay, so look at outside ideas, look for inspiration outside, and don't be afraid to experiment. So if nobody in the industry is doing YouTube videos, try YouTube videos if you're comfortable with them. You know, if nobody's blogging, try blogging. If nobody's creating free courses or something like that, create a free course. Bring something in to your industry from outside that other industries are having success with and integrate them into your business and see. It's going to take a lot of testing and experimenting, but if you can get it right, it'll put you head and shoulders above everybody else in your industry that's doing the same exact thing over and over again. The next one is if you're doing any kind of SEO, if you're familiar with SEO, is keyword SEO does not work. Okay, so if you're still, hopefully you have a basic understanding of what SEO is. But if you're looking to invest in SEO, if you're doing SEO, don't think about keywords so much anymore. It doesn't work on a keyword basis anymore. So traditionally, you would say, hey, I want to rank for plumber in Charlotte. And a company would say, okay, well, give us $1,000 a month and we'll get you on the first page of Google. Something like that, and they'll build a whole bunch of links and this and that and try to get you pushed up there. It doesn't work like that anymore. Search engines, SEO doesn't work like that anymore. It's much more integrated with other areas of marketing, with social media, with Google My Business, local marketing, content, things like that. So you can't just isolate a keyword and rank for it without lifting up your entire business, your entire website and your entire brand with it. It's an integrated approach. Think more of content themes. Okay, so if you want to be the best financial planner in Toronto, then think about all the topics that you can talk about and start creating content, pages of content, things like that, and start forming a theme so when people come to your website, they understand that you're all about financial planning in Toronto, and it makes it very easy for the search engines to understand that you're a financial planner in Toronto, and the key is to build authority. So you can't, like I said, you can't isolate a single keyword and rank it when everything else sucks on there. You have to lift everything. You have to build your authority. That's the way the search engines look at it now. They're looking at websites and brands that are authorities in their niche, and those are the ones that are going to elevate on there, and the ones that are just trying to target one keyword and not do anything else of value are going to see dismal results, and it's not going to work. So think about becoming an authority in your industry for potential customers and for the search engines. And lastly is tracking and measuring. Like I said, if you're not tracking and measuring, if you're not improving, you're going to make the same mistakes over and over, year after year, and nothing's going to improve. So with traditional advertising, that's the way it was. You sprayed and prayed, you dumped a whole bunch of money into it, and you just assumed or hoped that it worked. There was really not that much to track. Online marketing is not like that. You can track every dollar, every penny, every click, and you can know exactly what's happening with it. When you're using Google Analytics, you're using Facebook ads, you're using Google AdWords, things like that. They all have robust data reporting systems. So your job is to pick the top metrics that matter for your business. What are the key metrics that you're tracking for your business, whether that's new leads, customer acquisition, things like that? Keep an eye on those metrics. How many people are viewing certain pages or certain channels, things like that. Pick the few metrics that matter for your business and keep an eye on them, okay? And only pay money for your marketing and advertising, and before you spend any amount of time, only pay when you know you can track it and when you have a plan to track it. So don't willy-nilly, if somebody walks into your store and ask you for $500 for an ad, and then you make the quick on-the-spot decision. Don't do that anymore. Those are always a waste of money for your marketing budget, okay? So be more methodical in your marketing. If somebody comes with you with an offer, if you're thinking about investing in Facebook ads, or you're thinking about investing in a print ad or something like that, think about how you're going to track it. What are your goals? How many leads do you want to get? How many phone calls do you want to get? And figure out a way how you can track those numbers, because otherwise you'll never be able to know if that worked or not, and you'll probably reinvest in it again and then lose your money over and over again. Okay, so get smarter about your marketing by better tracking and measuring. And a final tip is build an online marketing funnel for your business. So marketing is a lot of different activities, all interrelated, interconnected with each other. So you can't just do Facebook ads and then ignore your website, ignore your email list, your email campaigns and things like that. They all need to work together because there's lots of moving parts with marketing. Okay, so you're going to attract people with ads for your website or content or whatever you're doing. They're going to come to your website. Well, what's that experience like once they get there? And if they don't take the next step to contact you or buy something, what are you going to do with the other 99% of those people? Okay, so building an online marketing funnel will help you put all those pieces in place. So if you're not familiar with what it is, you can look in the comments. There's a link. You can take a free video course. It's only about an hour long, and it'll give you a very clear, detailed explanation, and it'll show you a tutorial on how to build your own online marketing funnel. Okay, so hopefully you learned a couple tips. You won't make these mistakes like most of your competitors will in 2018, and hopefully you'll have a fantastic marketing experience in 2018. Okay, thank you very much, and have a great 2018.